lobby. I'm just going to explain a little bit of what we're going to be doing. So this first match is going to be a diagnostic phase. During this diagnostic phase, I want you try-harding, I want you playing at 100%, treating it as a scrim, tournament, pickup game, competitive match, whatever the highest form of Overwatch you've played at. I will not be talking, I'll just be listening. And then after these matches are over, will be the coaching phase, or the analysis phase, where I go over the things that I thought was good, thought was bad, and explain what we need to work on as a team. After the four things I'm really going to be looking at is going to be team composition, positioning, ultimate usage, and communication. So after that's over, I'll go over each of those things, say what I thought was good, what I thought was bad, and go from there. And then if we need to work on one thing, then that's what we're going to work on during the next phase, which is going to be the coaching phase. During this phase, I don't care if we win, I don't care if we lose. The only thing I'm worried about is making sure that we're getting the one thing that was messed up in our team fixed. And hopefully in an hour and a half or so, you guys can learn a little bit and make a much better improvement from what it actually was before. Now, after the coaching phase is kind of over, if we have enough time, we'll do another diagnostic where I don't say anything again, but you guys will be the ones working on whatever you needed to work on and making plays that. So hopefully that explains that. Now for everybody, room etiquette and stuff like that, no toxicity, obviously. Keep that in mind. We're all here to learn. During the diagnostic phase, I do want you guys try-harding. So if you have better suggestions or anything like that, please feel free to be vocal and everything to that effect. But don't try to be toxic, obviously. Other than that, that's pretty much the main rule here. If you have any questions or anything, please go ahead, type them out here, or just go ahead and ask whatever you want to do. After every match, I'll be answering questions if you guys have any. If you don't know anything, please, if you don't know why I'm saying something or why I'm doing something, please ask. Don't just say, oh, because it made sense and because it worked. Well, why? Why hasn't the light turned red? It goes in order of the queue. So whoever redeems something, it will go for, I think, 5 minutes, and then it will switch to whatever the next color.
I redeemed 2 at once, that's probably why.
Yeah. Well, either way, community colors that are getting changed by light, they are not always the same color that they should be, because they get to name them. So I think red is actually blue or green or something like that, because I didn't name them. That's why they're community colors. So, all right. Any questions or anything like that before we get started? No? Okay, then. Go ahead, queue up. Oh, also, if you do happen to be from stream, please go ahead and mute the stream or leave the stream, just so that you're not cheating or anything like that, because I will be talking over gameplay and stuff, on what we need to improve on, my thought process on stuff like that. I'll plug my Twitch after the analysis.
Now traveling to Busan. Prepare for battle.
Okay, is there anything specific you guys are wanting me to play here? If not, I'll go ahead and pick based off of what you guys are picking.
It's mecha based, so Kree might be good here. It's mid range.
Alright, I'll play some McCree. Alright, I'll talk to you guys after the match. Like I said, if you guys want me to do anything specific or switch anything out, please go ahead and let me know. I'll be listening stuff, so just keep that in mind. Other than that, I'll see you guys after this match is over, alright? Okay. So, team composition isn't terrible so far. Not terrible. So, not really worried about team comps yet. They do seem a little quiet at the moment. So hopefully when they actually start, when the match starts, they start being a little more vocal. Especially the tanks and stuff on where we're wanting to go and everything. Let's see. Now I'm not gonna try to, like I said, I don't try to carry these or anything like that. There's 2. So right now in this situation, D.Va should probably be ready to touch the point. And she's the only one who should be touching the point. Maybe the Lucio. So who's on point? D.Va's on point. Good play by our D.Va, because now our Ryan our Ryan can really stay and keep defending this space.
Behind you, back. Someone take point.
I'm on point.
Where'd she go? So,
Oh, that's not a good idea. Take point because we can take it there. Oh, it's on the wrong point.
yeah, they're going lower, so we can probably start.
Another Hobbs under
He was one.
So it looks like we're gonna. The only person that's talking right now is literally Voided, and that's probably because he's been in the lobbies beforehand, so he knows a little bit about.
No, we don't. Oh,
There's nothing else that we're gonna really
you can keep it live.
do that from. Okay, we definitely don't need to invest anything else. We should be dying on the point though, and our Ryan's kind of backing up. It's at 70%. We really want to try to get these extra couple percentage. Our BAP had the immortality field, so we could have easily held the point for another 5 or 10 seconds.
I'm gonna go in with
No,
Shatter.
no, we're leaving this way.
Okay, so we're backing up.
Then we make that out.
We're backing up. We just got 2 kills.
Let's go in a different way.
What are we doing? We're just kind of not doing anything. Now, by the time we get there, they're back.
Hoggy's hook. Hoggy's hook.
So it's like our positioning and stuff is just kind of bad when it comes to our engagements.
They know.
And like our main tank isn't really saying like what we need to be doing. I definitely don't want to be getting any more kills or anything like that. I'll probably choke. Oh, unlucky.
He was typing in chat. I already know. Got it. I don't know why they did that, but we made it out.
Okay, so like we still end up getting kills.
Oh shit, I'm trying to say it.
Hogs are one.
Pretty slow.
So we're investing 2 ultimates into a fight we haven't really won. We've held Shatter pretty much the whole fight. We've had Shatter since they took it over. It's now at 85%.
After I use my ult, I'm gonna use Mercy after I use my ult.
So ultimate usage is kind of bad. I still have 3 golds. Why?
Get outside. No LS.
Why do I still have 3 golds? I should not have
He was back right side.
this amount of damage right now. Or like this amount of effect.
Thanks.
One of the key things is like when... Oh, we lost our tank.
We have to contest. No, just go. You can fly. Oh,
Junk has ult.
okay.
Well, our Diva can touch, but she just got demeched,
Try to fire strike that thing.
which...
Take the 6 out in one hit. I get away from Brian if I were you.
So, I mean, in that situation, we should have beat to keep it on. It's at 87%. That means they just have to win pretty much one fight.
Well, like we were calling
So-
like,
to 1.
Communication is good so far. Positioning, not the best. Team comp is okay. I don't think there's anything major we needed to change about our team comp. Honestly, I think the biggest thing was
I think we need to demech the Diva.
just more
so
of
we can get Ryan's Aria
like
or I can go
positioning
Moira.
and engaging, and then
Something
more
she
of
gave us, like
ultimate
projectile.
usage. Ultimate usage was kind of bad. So it's either it comes down to ultimates and it comes down to positioning.
Capture.
So either one of those things could be is an issue there.
They have a Diva. Candace in.
Okay, so 1 kill's down. Okay, now we're down to another one. Okay, help kill the other person. Okay, we're done there.
Demecking the
Shield the
diva.
res.
I should probably play Ashe here, actually. But I'm not really having any problem with McCree. And our Rhine just gave up the point. Like, we have all these
Working
people
on demecking.
alive, and our Rhine gives them the objective.
Behind that one pillar.
There's a Lucio behind there too.
Never really got healed.
Get into position.
And that's something like as a Mercy player,
Big mistake, big mistake.
you have to make sure you're constantly looking around to see who you need to fly to, what's going on. Because, like, you do not want to be, like, as Mercy,
That was a bad
you have
charge.
one
I got
fly and
my
that's pretty
healing.
much it. You gotta make sure you're, like,
If you can
looking
fall back
around
even.
at where your team is,
Yeah.
who you can fly to, positioning of the enemy team. That's, like, your main thing as Mercy, because you don't have to, like, aim anything, really. All you're really doing is just kind of
Fade out either ult
making sure you're
Immo.
going there.
Demec.
Res is on cooldown.
I faded out immortality and I killed immortality and Lucio.
They're all
Junkrat
going
right side, back right side.
Like, and our
back
Rhine
right
just
side.
holds the point. He does
Dude,
not,
already behind.
like, it seems like that's all Rhine does is just literally hold point.
By yourself, Ryan, by yourself.
Or he just, it looks like he just holds shield
Yeah,
most
no,
of
it
the time.
does. I killed him, I mean. That's, I was behind a corner. Apparently I wasn't. Try to,
Hanzo would be good here. Diva comes in at a decent time. They use an ult. We might have to use an ult here, but it doesn't matter.
Junkrat's mark and he's low. That's easy kill.
Never die.
Never much like you.
Thank you, Mercy.
No problem.
It's
You probably just charge that if they're not touching, right?
Our Rhine does not take position where we need to go. That's kind of a big issue.
One.
That our Rhine just kind of.
Concerned for a second. But
Alright, so we're going soldier. Don't necessarily know why we're going 76.
You must like me.
So I guess I'll go.
I
to
got a
Tracer.
feeling they may switch off Diva. They do. Well, I can say Moira, but
One.
I can switch if I have to.
Capture the objective.
Diva counters Moira pretty easily.
Duke is right, Trace was
staying Diva.
I got you. He's low,
Demecking the Diva.
Next on the Diva. She's on. If she gets unbacked, we can kill her later.
Trunks one.
Focus on others.
The objective is now.
Soldier, I mean, Duke is coming back to fight. Watch out. Oh, crud. Crud, shield, please.
One of the reasons you want to kind of be careful
What's that visor?
Demecking the Diva.
about using abilities coming out of spawn.
Sorry for I'm sorry, more. I can't talk.
Now he has all of this, so gotta be a little careful. But I don't think he's too comfortable playing.
He's on top.
I'm just waiting for him to kind of move.
Left side,
Coming back
Zarya.
down.
Back left side, Zarya.
Duke is soldier. Gun point. Actually, he's on
No real reason to play this. Like, Soldier versus Doomfist, you're gonna lose that.
Sorry, I'm
Okay, are we gonna give him the point?
I mean, this more.
Okay, we used 2, they used 1. We keep the fight in our favor. We should win this. Now they use...
Come on, just stay away from the side.
Oh! That was a weird bomb placement. We lose 2. We go for the res, which is just kind of a waste.
Get it back.
And she's back in the game. Get into position.
That was decent ult usage.
My ultimate is almost ready.
A little late though, and we don't really know what ults we're going to be using. Okay, we open with bomb. Good time.
Oh, and it got someone. And it probably took out some shields.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and swap off of this. I'm gonna go.
Doomfist down. We can take point. Take point. It's free.
Everything can be hacked. And then
Yeah, our Rhine does not really take space as well.
beacon in place.
Bruh, he's. If we kill him, this is a stagger. Oh, no, he come back. Don't let him boop you off.
Got him. Behind you, Diva.
I'm just waiting for him to come around. Go ahead and EMP this. Or hack this first when he comes in.
You macking there, Diva?
Jump top, like very top.
Let's get started.
Oh, Doomfist hack.
Así me gusta.
No, Brad's still trying to kill me.
Shoot, I was stuck in the air.
On the soldier, there's a Lucio. Mad. Mad lad. He's on the, whatever the... No.
See you later.
No, Brad's on the top point. He dropped.
Moira, if you don't die, I can damage boost
Ah,
you.
dude.
Hi, okay, I'll just wait and hopefully.
Victory.
Good game, guys. GG.
Alright, well, we can watch this, and then we'll. Overall, good. What's up? I had no idea where.
That should have worked, but like...
I had no idea where that bomb was. If I knew it, I thought she threw it in, because like where I see her, I was like, okay, most divas aren't just gonna leave it in the middle, like in the middle of everything. So I guess I was mistaken. Okay, so let's go over like what was good, what was bad, and what you guys definitely need to work on. Cause
Yeah, I was just trying to be a team leader. Like,
yeah, that's fine. So we'll go over like what was good first. You guys' communication. You guys' communication was pretty solid for the most part, even though it was mostly Doomfist talking, but that's because they've been here before. Well, voided energy, whatever you want to call it. That's because they've been here before. But that's kind of most of you guys' communication 90% of the time. Every now and then everybody else is talking, but if they wasn't talking, I assume there was not going to be very many comms at all. And not even comms about anything about like what you need to do, just more of just information from what's going on around you. We're not hearing that, oh, I'm going for reses, or hey, I'm going to take this space here. Oh, I have no DM left, or hey, I have Morald, or I have Orb, or I have blah blah blah, or all these things. None of this stuff is happening. And a lot of stuff, like even with Doomfist, nobody's really calling out where the Doomfist is coming from a lot of the time, unless it was Void. So, a lot of the communication stuff that needed to be happening wasn't really happening, but communication was there technically, but that was really just because of one person. So communication was good, but it was also something that I think everybody else here needs to work on because there was no communication overall from everybody else on average. Next, and I'm not gonna punish everybody just for the actions of one or two people still doing good and stuff like that. I'm just gonna go off of like what was going on when it comes to communication that ways. Next thing is you guys' team compositions. You guys' team compositions were okay. There wasn't any necessarily major bad things there. One thing I will mention is like running a soldier into Doomfist after they played the Doomfist already. Like that's like there's no reason to play the Doomfist. Also, there's no reason to play the soldier because one, Doomfist counters soldier. Two, we already had a hit scan as the McCree that could deal with the Doomfist. So the soldier wasn't like they was running afar and you was like, oh, we need another hit scan. No reason for that. Also, it's a super long range map, so if you're gonna go a hit scan, why would you not pick like either tell your hit scan that you had to go and Widowmaker or Ashe or something like that to get that value from the Mercy that was gonna be playing the Mercy? Like all these things never really came in never really came up to anybody or said anything about. So, like, imagine if that Doomfist was the same rank as everybody else or whatever, you're losing that fight. Just because that Doomfist is going to be, even though it's the same SR, Doomfist is just a better character against Soldier than everything else. So, than the Soldier is against that. So, that's something that you do want to keep in mind on when it comes to team comp. Everything else about the team composition seemed to be okay. Ran a main and a flex tank and a main and a flex support the whole time. At least for the most part, because I think we had we just started with a BAP and a Lucio, and then we swapped our flex support for a main support running a Mercy. Then our main support switched to a flex support as a Moira. So either way, we ran both a flex and a main every time, which is good. Next thing is going to be you guys' ultimate usage, which I think was bad. I don't think it's necessarily something that you need to work on. More so like you need to understand how King of the Hill works. And some of the stuff that I seen was more so of like, it's not like we over-ult it and use too many, because a lot of times when it comes to ultimate usage in lower ranks, it's like, oh, everybody has ults. Okay, well, we're using 4 ults to win a fight when we're already up 2. Like, that's what I see a lot of times. I didn't really see that happen here. Maybe once where we used like 1 more than we needed. But a lot of times it seemed like we didn't use ults when we needed to. And that was really, like, one of the things here is like our Lucio. When you was like, all right, I'll save beat for this last fight. It's at 87% on the enemy team. There is no last fight. The fight, you should have used it when our tanks was getting low, and you should have used it there to keep them alive so that they can build ults and we can get more advantage that way. Because there is no coming back. You are not making it back to point in time. Which is obvious when the match was over. And once it's at 85%, it's last fight territory. And if it's kind of close to that, it's already kind of last fight territory, and you really got to kind of pay attention to what's going on and stuff to that effect. And a lot of times when you're on defense, if you're on defense, if you can keep the momentum going in your favor by using a support ult, go ahead and use it. Especially if you have multiple fights to be able to retake and stuff. So, for example, say if we're at 85 or 78% or something like that, right? And you have beat or support ult or something that can save people's life. Like normally, you want to try to save beat or trance to save somebody's life, right? But let's say you have one of those, and then you're like, okay, well, it's at 70% or 60-something%. I have trance. They're at 0%. You need to use these ultimates to keep the fight going in your favor, because you need to make it to 85%. Because if you make it to 85, 86%, something around that, you only have 1 more fight to win, and they still have to defend against 3 more of your fights, which means you can go in, you're going to build your trance or beat back in time before they have enough time to do anything, because every fight for them is going to be their last fight. So hopefully you kind of understand that when it comes to timing and using ults on defense to kind of keep the fight going in your favor. But that seemed to happen a lot of the times where we just held ults for too long. Honestly, it just seemed like we just didn't use them as much as we needed to. So next thing is going to be positioning. Positioning was just awful, like every single time. So I do want to ask our tank players, since we have both our tank players on, and this is just solely for the tank players, and I guess necessarily not for sniper, because you've been here in these lobbies a couple times before. So I'll ask Pumpkin for right now, and I'll see what the answer is from them, and then I'll go ahead and open it up to the other tank real quick. So Pumpkin, let me ask you a question on, this was kind of apparent on most of the maps, but for sure on Sanctum and the downtown map, why do we hold the objective when we're defending? After we cap the point, we have the objective, everybody's dead, stuff like that. why are we holding the objective?
I don't
Okay, so then let me. Oh, go ahead.
like at the start of the first round. I would just cap the point because everyone else was up top.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's exactly what you needed to do. I was mentioning that. I was like, okay, everybody here is non-mobile except for Diva and Lucio. Diva needs to be the one capping the point since we already have the space by our main tank and stuff like that. We need to defend that. Since you're mobile, you can drop down and fly back up super easy, which I seen you doing that. Excellent job there. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about after the fight, not even on that map really, more so on the other two maps. Why you hold, or why we hold at the on the point.
I don't know. Like, are you asking because that's what I was doing?
Yes,
Like,
and also asking like why would you hold on the objective? Like, because that's what was that's what was going on. So if you don't know why you was over there, so then why would
Well,
you?
Usually, I like to push up through the middle and like push them back because I play a lot of Diva.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll circle back to make sure they're not trying to flank on the left, and I'll like hold that back corner for a moment and then push back around.
Okay, so why? So you said you push forward a little bit to do what again? Explain that again.
Just to like push them back, towards their spawn because there's that first choke.
Okay.
And then they can go left or they can go mid.
Okay, so then you're okay. I'm not gonna say anything yet, so I want to ask Sniper now. So Sniper, give me a reason why you're holding on the objective, since you are the main tank. You're kind of dictating.
Because, I felt a lot of our team was there, and like if we had started to push up, I would have gone because if you can stop them from building momentum coming out of their spawn, you have a much safer spot. Unless at point and hold that choke.
So then why wasn't
But
we hold?
I was mostly staying with my team because I was the main shield.
Okay, so as a main tank, what is your job?
Team quality.
What is your job as the main tank?
To lead the team.
So why would you have to worry about being with your team when your team's supposed to follow you? Because it starts with you. The positioning starts with you. That's why I'm asking the tanks. Because if you don't give space to everybody else on the team, we're not going to just push up and say, okay, well, let me stand here out in the open, even though this is the right position, let me stand here in the open. You have to follow along where your tanks are going. So as a main tank player, you need to be the one holding chokes, be the one playing aggressive. And then if your team needs to pull back, you have supports that can say, hey, pull back. We need to pull back. Okay, fine. Simple as that. But every time that I seen that you was playing, you was literally on the point. Almost every single time we was defending from the objective, which you don't want to be doing. There's no reason to do that because they're just going to be able to attack you from multiple angles for one. You have no place to fall back to, and you just give up the objective, which is what happened multiple times. We lost fights before they even got to the objective. So by the time we're even able to take a fight, they've already melted us down enough or gotten a couple kills or something like that before we can even really do anything. And all they gotta do is start walking on the point, and as soon as we die, they're immediately capping. Rather than holding in the choke to where they have to fight to take that choke, and then even if we lose that choke, we're still getting percentage. Nobody is capping on the objective. So that's something you have to keep in mind when it comes to playing a main tank. You have to make sure you're constantly taking space off of the objective when you're defending the objective, so that the enemy team that's trying to attack the objective doesn't get a chance to touch the objective while time is going down or percentage points is going up. And this happens on attack and on defense. So if you're attacking like on a payload map and you win that first fight or whatever, you should be pushing up and taking space so you take that next fight off of the payload, because if you leave one person on the cart, the payload is still moving. If they fight you in that choke and you lose that choke fight, right, you can fall back to the objective, and or say you lose, you get team wipe, it doesn't matter. The payload is still moving the whole time that is going on. So that is why you want to defend off of the objective, so that you have time to rotate back to the objective and the point still is getting captured and stuff like that. So every time you need to make sure you're playing that into that aspect there, and also taking little less damage and stuff like that, because there's a lot of times where, and this happens in a lot of these lower ranks too, is where you guys are just like constantly trying to do something. It's not all the time in Overwatch. You need to be constantly shooting and constantly doing that. You don't always have to do that. Especially with like Ryan shield. Ryan, you're holding your shield like 99% of the time. You're just holding the shield. Why? No damage is coming out. Literally just sit behind and wait and build your shield back up. Stuff like, there's just a lot of stuff like that. So that's pretty much the analysis on those 4 things. So with both of these things being kind of close with ultimate usage and positioning, because both of them are kind of bad, and both of them can kind of lose you games and stuff like that. We're going to work on, well, I'll let you guys pick whatever one you guys want to do. So if you guys want to work on ultimate usage, type in ULT in the group chat. If you guys are wanting to work on positioning, type in POS for positioning, and then I'll go ahead and tally the votes. For anybody who's wanting to follow along on stream, I do these lobbies usually every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, at Mpulse_OW. You can follow along on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube, I think is all the same. So feel free to follow along there if you want to. Now that I'll go ahead and plug that. All right, so we got 4 votes for positioning, so we're going to work on positioning. So how we're going to do this, now this is going to be the coaching phase. During this coaching phase, I'm not worried about winning, not worried about losing or anything like that. This is stuff that I'm just worried about making sure you guys understand positioning and engages and stuff, because there was a lot of times where we got 1 or 2 kills and we didn't push in. Like, why are we not pushing into this? Why are we not, like on Mecha Base, when we was like resetting or whatever, we got 2 kills and we're still backing up. Why? It's a 6v4 at this point. We back all the way from low ground, try to retake the high ground. By the time we even get there, the other people that died are already back. We just wasted 10 seconds of having a 4v6 that we would have easily won to now having to fight again for a 6v6. So when it comes to understanding when to push in and stuff like that is something that is not happening. So this is a comp that we usually play. If anybody's been here before, we're going to be running for support line. And this is not going to change. We're going to run this every single time. We're not switching to counters because all we're doing is literally working on positioning. Blank is saying, man, it's me. I'm the new person. Yesterday I just finished take placement, got 2600. Awesome. So for support line, we're going to run a Lucio Brig. For our DPS line, we're going to run McCree May. And for our tank line, we are running Ryan Zarya. So we're just going to run this on every single map until you guys understand positioning, engages, disengages, and literally how to stop doing stuff. Because in this composition, you will get punished if you're just sitting there trying to poke and stuff. Because we're running a Brig Lucio, which can be a low amount of healing if Brig is not doing anything. If we are brawling and getting value from the Brig, Brig will heal well over 1,000 health per 10. So, or per minute, I guess. So it's very easy to get value with Brig if you're playing it correctly. So a couple things before we actually get into this is we're really going to be looking at cooldowns and worrying about cooldowns when it comes to engages. And this goes with all team compositions. If you don't have cooldowns, you don't want to push in. Okay, so we're literally going to wait on cooldowns before we start pushing in. Now, other than like Zarya using bubbles a little early, fine, go ahead, use that to build charge. But ideally, you want to make sure those bubbles are back before we go to push in and ready to use those. Now, Lucio, whoever a Lucio player is going to be, which ideally, hopefully you guys swap back and forth so you guys can both get an idea of when to engage and stuff, because it's a little easier with the Lucio on engages because of the speed boost. Speaking of that, we're going to use speed boost to engage a lot of the time. So we're our amped speed boost, let me put it that way. So whenever we need to amp and push in, that's when we're going to be amping speed. Anytime we're moving, Lucio should be on speed. Unless people are super low and we just got to heal up and we're not really trying to chase people down stuff, keep it on speed. Once we get to the point of where we're done and we're fighting and Brig is starting to fight, you need to keep it on hills. So if we amp 10 feet and, okay, we get that close 10 feet, we still got 3-4 seconds of amp, then you need to swap that amp speed over to hills and amp that hill heal up to whatever we're at because we don't need to chase anybody down. Remember, if we're moving forward or if we're engaging or we're pushing on targets or whatever, speed. Every single time. Anytime Ryan's moving forward, speed. So whoever that is on that. I'm not going to be calling targets or anything like that. We're literally just going to be sticking with our Reinhardt. Wherever our Reinhardt is, that's where we're going to be stacking. If Reinhardt dies, we're pretty much stacking on Briggs/Zarya and going from there. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, does anybody have any questions over the analysis or what we're going to be working on or anything before I guess we get started on this?
Yes, I have a question about what you just said.
Go ahead.
So with Lucio, switching from kills to speed. So mainly with Lucio, if we have the numbers and they are, say they're stalling the point, right? Say it's a payload or even if we're about to cap the point, but they're stalling. I generally switch to speed because it ramps everyone up to give the quick kill, kind of like Mercy's power boost.
It doesn't kill anybody quicker. We're already there.
It doesn't, but it helps everyone, I guess, focus what they're trying to do.
No.
I realize that for me that works.
For you,
But
because
when
you're used to the speed boost. If we're fighting in an area and we're just standing there kind of just doing whatever, like just shooting, ideally, and then we get an amped speed boost, that's going to throw everybody's aim off because we're not moving, we're not attacking anybody. We're just kind of standing in a static area.
No. That I understand. What I'm specifically talking about the like the stall when they're trying to stall the point and we have the numbers.
Are we staying in one area?
Yes, we're on.
Then why have it on speed? We're not moving to kill or focus anything down.
Okay, that's the only confusion I had. I didn't know
there's
if you wanted to stay
the only
on kills
time you'd
even
ever
during
do that is
time.
like if you're needing, like say Reaper's chasing after somebody and you need to have that speed on, then fine. If you see those opportunities, yeah, definitely go for it. But if not, what's the point of speed? Like, we need the extra heals. We need to make sure everybody's staying healed up and all that damage that's coming out from them from stalling out is non-effective. And you may need to build your ult charge a lot quicker and stuff because speeding for kills isn't going to build your ult charge. So just kind of keep that in mind when it comes to those situations. But like I said, if you see an opportunity where somebody's trying to chase somebody down or something, yeah, definitely go ahead and make sure they're amped or speed and stuff like that. Go for that. If not, then there's no reason to. So, and none of these things are going to be completely black and white when it comes to Overwatch. There's going to be opportunities, stuff where there may be this thing, or we should try to do this, or whatever. I'm not in every single one of your games, so take everything with a little bit of grain of salt. But most of the time, when I'm saying this stuff, it's usually going to happen that way. And if it doesn't, then change your playstyle up. Fluctuate, stuff like that. All right. Any other questions? I got time for maybe one more question. No? Okay. Do. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah, lobby's a little quiet tonight, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream and all that type of stuff. And hopefully all the animations and stuff from follows, donates, subs, all that type of stuff goes through right. I haven't really tested them. I test them a little bit, so hopefully Monday when I actually stream or whatever, everything looks good. But looks like everything's running pretty smooth for right now.
Traveling to Havana. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Alrighty, go make it. So with every team composition, your main goal is to take as little damage as possible, right? You don't want to be taking unnecessary damage. So with that being said, especially with our team composition, we're not going to get a lot of value poking and stuff to that effect, right? So what our layout needs to be here is going to be just going straight to the objective, playing behind the objective, using that as cover. And then once the payload says like contest it, that's usually one of the indicators that I'm going to use to say, okay, we need to use these ability, or use the cooldown and use these abilities. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So there's no need to amp out of spawn. We can go to the right side because we don't have anything that's going to be poking in this composition.
They are Stigma Diva.
Alright. All we're going to be doing is just kind of hiding behind the right side. Or hiding behind the,
They're running sim as well.
Alright. Just hide behind the cart. No need to really do anything. Where's our Ryan at? Ryan, just hide behind the cart. Just hide behind the cart. No need to take damage. We're pretty much waiting for it to say contest it. Once it says contest it, then we're going to push in. Ooh, there's one. We can still go. We're still fine. They're backing up. They're giving us space. Let's take the space. Okay, now we need to go ahead and engage.
Watch the Hanzo behind.
Taking care of that.
Diva's on point.
Go, push, push, push.
Got her off.
Keep pushing, keep pushing. Go up one, go, 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 go. Amp speed, go. Push in, push in, push in, push in. Push in, Ryan. Ryan, what do you...
Watch out, dragon spawn.
Alright, let's pull back some, pull back some. Play on the payload. We're up one right now, so we can play a little slow. Well, we're down one now. But let's keep playing on the payload. We still have our healers alive. Alright.
Hanzo.
Alright, let's pull back. Pull back.
Side.
Speed is out, Lucio. Amp is out. Let's go. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. You went way too far. You just gotta be in the aura of right. You just need to make sure your aura is
still there.
Yeah. All you need to do is just watch where your aura is and then go from there. Alright, let's go back to spawn. Just wait. You guys can use ults whenever you want. Don't worry about me telling you when to use ults.
Yeah, I think we should use it for the getting to this next fight.
Alright, are we all here? Right? Oh no, we're not ready yet. Hold on, wait on McCree. Alright. Y'all ready? Alright. We can just go main here. They're not pushing. 30? 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Go, amp speed, amp speed, amp speed, amp speed. Amp speed, amp speed. Amp speed, there we go. Now we're moving. Alright, this is lost. So whenever we need to push in, we have to make sure it's on speed. We're just pushing, just die so we can reset, or whatever's faster. If you can make it out, make it out. You have to make sure you're amping speed. We're saying go, 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 and not doing anything. We need to go to the left side here. We don't need to take any damage. Alright, you guys ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go.
If you see shit, she's one. Is she behind us?
There's a Hanzo way behind, so just keep an eye out for that. Keep the people on the payload.
Hanzo's on it right now.
Keep an eye on the payload. Oh, hook it off the cart. Just play slow. Play on the cart. The payload heals you. That's why I'm saying play on the cart. Ryan, if you have full HP, you need to drop your shield. And start walking and taking space.
Right side. Watch the Symmetra turrets. Take
Alright.
out here.
Wait, alright. About to get up to this choke, so we're gonna get ready to
I need
engage.
help.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. We can still fight this. This is winnable. Alright, we shouldn't need any ults here.
Step rider.
I did that before you said it, or like right as.
Well, I mean, just watch the kill feed. We have full HP. We've already used 2 ultimates.
Yeah, I did it when they beat it.
Shatter.
Yeah, there's no reason to. That we've already had people alive.
I can push up with you, Ryan.
Alright, engage. Go, 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 go. Push, push.
Torb up top.
Keep pushing, keep pushing. Watch the payload. Okay, we're good. So whenever you're pushing up a 5v like that, where you have one person on cart, the big thing you want to look for is that blue thing at the top that says like how many people's on the cart. If it says contested, you want to kind of play a little slow and wait. No need to really invest ultimates right now because the payload just went through. We're gonna win that anyways. So you need to go ahead, keep pushing for it. Go ahead, push for it. See where our Zarya is at right now? That's where everybody should be. Lucio, you should not be on cart. There you go. Okay, you guys are all there.
Right side.
3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Push, push, push them.
Torb turret right side.
Make sure you invest ultimates if needed. This is still a winnable fight. Stick with our Ryan.
Behind, I need heals, I need.
Oh, stick with your Reinhardt. You need to be on your Reinhardt's ass. Do not try to play some other off angle and stuff like that. Stay close to them. Stay close to the choke. Keep an eye out where they're going. Wherever they're going, just amp over to that area. We're going right side. Payload's contested. We need to rotate back to the point.
Lucio on point.
Just rotate back to point, Ryan, and start swinging hammers. As soon as the payload says contested, and it doesn't look like it's moving within the next couple seconds, then go ahead and rotate back. And it doesn't mean as soon as it says contested, oh, balls in, go all the way back, everybody rush back. No, just kite back, play like defend, go a little defensive, and literally wait for that to happen, or wait to see what's going on. If the person needs help on the point, then go ahead and help them. If they don't need help, then they don't need to. See, we already had 3 kills, and then the high noon comes out. So the high noon came out super late, and we didn't even need it. So like, this is like, you said you did it as soon as they beat it. They already lost 3 before they beat it. So like, when it comes to ultimates and stuff, literally wait and see what happens. We don't just need ults just to use ults. If they use 1, then fine, we may need to use another one. They use 2, we use another one to go into that. But if you're watching kill feed and they don't have enough resources, we have the heals and stuff like that, don't invest extra ultimates. There's no reason to. So do you guys understand a little bit when it comes to your positioning and stuff like that? And engages?
Yeah.
I think we did a lot better that round.
Well, yeah, because I'm telling you guys where to go. Do you guys understand why I'm telling you where to go and when to engage and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll play a couple more like that, and then we're going to have you guys all talk. You guys will be calling the engages and disengages and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys, if you guys have any questions about anything, please ask. No questions are going to be too stupid or anything like that. Because at the moment, none of you guys knew anything about positioning. So hopefully you guys understand why I'm saying take these areas. And not just saying, oh, well, it worked. That's why.
Traveling to Volskaya Industry. Prepare to attack.
Alright.
Select your hero.
What are we going to play for our team comp today? Same shit as always. Alright, so, depending on where they're posted, which most people, since we're attacking, they're probably going to be on the right side. Depending on what their team comp is, we can probably just go straight in to them and just rush them down that way. If not, and they have a lot of burst damage, or like long range damage, we can go to the back left and go all the way around that way and take the high ground. And take the high ground from them and go to that mega health pack room in the back. It'll just kind of depend on what they're running. You're bad at calling out? Well, I mean, what do you mean you're bad at calling out? You can't be bad at calling out.
Well,
If you
I don't like to engage because back in my DPS days, I used to play badly at both support and DPS, and people kept saying like, oh, you shouldn't be calling out because you're calling out the wrong thing, so I just stopped calling out after that.
Well, I mean, now you know. Okay, that's fine. Just go right. Go right. Go right.
Go right.
Yeah. We don't need to take any damage because they're gonna be there. Now our Ryan's already at half health. We need to pull back. This is lost. This is lost. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back to the mega health pack room. Ryan, just pull back. We couldn't even take a fight because you took so much damage. All right, are we ready? All right. All right, let's push. Go. Push. Push. All right, this is lost. Just reset. Get out if you can. Get the health pack, Zarya. Not that one, ideally, because you're still in LOS of the team. Okay, so you definitely don't want to amp heal, because now we have to wait 15 seconds before you can push in. Alright, let's go. Let's start moving forward.
Watch the Hanzo up top.
Yeah. Alright, are we ready to push in? Okay, Ryan, what, okay, let's pull back. Okay, so if we're not ready to push in, no, why are you taking damage? Literally just wait behind a wall and wait. When we're ready to push in, that's when you want to start taking damage. We're going into fights with people being at half HP and stuff like that. Literally just wait. Alright, let's go again. Hug the walls. Okay, are we ready to push in? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we amped heal? Oh, that's another ability we use. We can keep engaging this. Is this on heals right now? Or speed? Because we're moving. We should have it on speed. This should still be winnable. To stack on our brig and keep our brig up. No, well. Literally, like, there is very rare that you're gonna need to amp heals. Okay, the only time you're gonna need to amp heals is like if we're hard resetting and we have time. Your main thing is the speed us in, because as soon as Brig's able to brawl, we won't have to worry about. Hey, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bring our Brig back. So we're gonna take this high ground in a second once our Brig comes back. Lucio, you should, anytime somebody dies that we're resetting, you should be speeding them back. Alright, let's go and get this high ground. Alright, well. Oh, let's push onto it, go, push, engage. Go. Amp speed. This is a winnable fight. We should still be winning this, so.
Come back, Ryan, come back.
Step right.
Yeah, so the high noon could have been brought out a lot earlier. Like during that whole.
I didn't want to do it when they did the amp window because I didn't want to get shot.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm saying before the window came out. So even though we're getting kills, what you gotta look at is, are they like, at that point we don't have anything to zone them out, right? So we use this ult, we use another ult, we use another one, right? Okay. They're still kind of contesting at this point. Their Zarya comes in. If they're still contesting at that point, you need to use your high noon to zone them back, kill them, whatever they need to do. Because they're either going to get killed by your high noon, or they're going to die on the point. So either one's going to be a value for you. You don't want to wait to those last little minute areas because that little 2-3 seconds of hesitation can get let them be able to win that back. So like if you would have did it before they used that window, you would have zoned them out before that window came out, and I wouldn't have had to get a lucky like May wall on that thing there. So that's something that you have to look out for, is because they're going to pump ults in. If we have to keep that momentum going in our favor when it comes to ultimate usage. So just kind of keep that in mind, and everybody, if possible, try to stagger your ults out a little bit more so we get more value. We don't need to use the May ult and then rally 2 seconds after, and then also the grab before the rallies, like before she finishes saying rally to me. So try to stagger them out a little bit longer, because that's 18 seconds of ults that we only got maybe 12 seconds of use out of. So keep that in mind. All right. Any questions or anything like that from those matches, or do you guys understand why I said this, or why I said go this way, or push in now, all this stuff? Do you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Anybody here not understand that? Because if you do, please go ahead and speak up so I can explain my thought process. Everybody here understands it. Okay, so then let me ask a question. For support line, this is only for a support line. Why, when we was pushing on second point, when we first went to go take high ground, but then we didn't, why did we just go main and push in there?
Because the Zarya was out of position, and we pushed on her first and took her out, and we had the numbers to go main.
Okay, good answer. That's correct. Now for our tank line. Why was we going to take the high ground on second point?
And push Hanzo off.
Okay, what else?
I don't know, height advantage.
Okay, that's another thing. And I guess I'll kind of go into that as well. Yeah, go ahead, go get water. Let me know when you're back. So yeah, those are the two major things. One, take the high ground away from the DPS so they can't get value that way. Next thing is going to be, we have high ground advantage, means they won't be able to shoot down up. They won't be able to shoot onto us as easy as we can shoot down. So we can get more space without taking as much damage. So the idea behind every composition, take as much space as possible without taking any damage. By taking that top right area, we can get through that choke area without taking really any damage, and then be able to push in from there. Yes, it's only another couple feet or whatever, but that couple feet can really make or break or win team fights. And also on the first point, when we say go right, you go right because most teams are probably going to be holding on that right side. So if you go left, you're taking all that free damage before you even get close to get value from your heroes. We're running very close range heroes. We're running a Brig, we're running a Zarya, we're running a Reinhardt. None of these people are going to be effective until they get within melee range. So with that taken into account, you got to make sure that you're getting within melee range without dying. The whole first 2 minutes that we're playing, we're losing so much health, we can't even push in because we're taking so much damage from going the wrong pathway and stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, now we're going to play. This is probably going to be our last one of the coaching phase, and then I'll go ahead and turn it over to you guys for the final analysis or diagnostic phase. Any last questions or anything like that before we queue up? No? Okay. Oh, excuse me. So I have this, I've been eating sandwiches and stuff since I've had sandwiches at the house. And, I've been making, like, I got some nicer bread, but I'll put mayonnaise on it. Or sometimes I'll do Miracle Whip, because I like Miracle Whip. But I'll put mayonnaise on it, then I'll put, like, this, Chipotle chicken, slices on it. And then I'll put some cheese on it, and then I'll put put half of the sandwich with all the toppings and stuff like that on it, or all the meat and cheese, I'll put that in the oven and melt the cheese, heat up the meat a little bit, and then I'll take it out and I'll eat it that way. But I was thinking, hear me out, put garlic butter on the bread, because I have some tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, garlic butter on the bread, then toast it, and put marinara or spaghetti sauce on top of it and eat it that way. That's my idea. Alrighty. Ooh.
The world is worth fighting for.
I'm recording this stream on OBS to see if I have enough space to record files
No point in fixing it
on
now.
my
We
hard
could
drive,
probably just listen
which
up.
I have like 100 gigs, but I want to know how many videos I can record before I have to start unloading. So hopefully it's nothing too much or too crazy.
2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Okay, so this is where you'd want to amp out, but don't do it now. Well, too late. There's a ball on the left. We're not ready to engage. All right, we can start pushing now. Go, 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 go. Push in, push in, push in. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Just push the point. Just push the front line.
Come back to the point, I think.
No,
Their runs out.
we need to follow their main tank. Don't worry about the objective. There's no reason to put pressure on the objective. If they cap it, they cap it. Cool. Whatever. We're gonna kill the other 5 people that's in front. Push in, push in, push in, push in. We're still not done with this. Push in. Push in. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Behind.
Watch the Reaper behind.
Reinhardt behind.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We got abilities. We got ults. Use them. Oh, we died with Shatter. You had time. You had about 2 seconds, which is not a lot of time, but it's a lot of time in Overwatch.
Hammond has
Right.
You're by yourself, Ryan.
So we don't need to amp out a spawn after we do the initial engagement. The only time you want to amp out a spawn is like during the first part. All right, so let me go main real quick. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go, 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 push, 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 push. Amp, where's our amp at? Where's our amp? Keep putting pressure on the objective. We don't have the objective, so at this point, like, well, this is over. This fight's over. Just get out. We lost this. Get the health back if you can't. Oh. Yeah. So like, we pushed off the objective when we didn't cap it. Don't get off the objective unless you cap it or you know you're capping it. All right, let's go right side through the mega health out. Okay. Ready to push in. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Go, push point. Push.
Reaper's down.
Cool. Alright, now we push forward. We don't need to amp necessarily because we're not really chasing anybody, but.
Reinhardt left side.
Alright, let's go get him. Amp speed. Go, 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 go. Go, push in, push in, push in. Do we have amp? There we go, nice. Keep the fight going.
Ah, god damn it, my bad.
That's fine. They used 1, we used 2. We gotta win. Oh, okay, we're down. We need a hard rotate back to point. McCree, you're way out of position right now, by the way.
Yeah, both your heals are down right now.
Keep going back to point. This is pretty much going to be last fight, so make sure you do not die with ult here. Just hold the objective. Alright, now we can push forward. Oh, push forward! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Go! 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 Amp in! Amp in! Amp in! Amp in! There we go. Now. Keep pushing. This is last fight here, so don't die with ults. Alright, pull back some. Pull back a little. Pull back a little bit. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. The reason why you want to pull back is because they are getting angles on us and stuff like that. So you don't need to pull back to the objective. You just want to play a little closer back so they can't back cap before we can even get there. Because ideally you don't want to have to use an amp speed just to make it to the objective, right? You want to be able to use that when you need to chase them down or focus them down. So you want to be within walking distance. Okay, so remember, when we're on these maps, on King of the Hill, amp speed immediately as soon as the thing comes out. After that first initial amp, we don't need to amp anymore out of spawn. And we need to go left. Here. Around the thing. So we can go main or we can go hard left, it doesn't matter. And we're just going to keep rotating. We're just literally going to go into their area. Keep going. We ain't fighting here. Keep going. Keep going. Push, 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 push. Push. What are we doing? Push in. Push. Go around. Go around. Keep going.
Junkrat right side.
All right. Pull back to the objective. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Alright, we win this. Play a little slow, play a little slow. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I died.
We still have our Lucio here, so. All we gotta do is just play a little slow, give them some space. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Alright, we can still play here. We don't need to give them all the space, though. And we have ultimates online, so. Alright, let's push it, push, 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 push. Oh, okay, Ryan got one.
Come back. Chase it. Three down.
Alright, pull back to point, pull back to the objective. Fight back, give us some space. Do we have ults here and stuff? Yeah, there we go. We're still fighting this. We are still able to fight this. I'm not saying back out. We're just playing slow. Alright, let's push in, we're up.
Watch some magic turret.
Oh, alright, let's go back to point. Okay.
It's him now.
Alright, let's go. Let's push into him. They're on a spawn. We have advantage. Go, amp, push in. Pull back. That's fine. We're still going to be able to.
Come back, Ryan. Come back.
Victory.
Yeah, I forgot about that wall.
You're fine. Okay, so do you guys kind of understand a little bit when it comes to engaging, disengaging, positioning, stuff like that? Okay. So this next one, or two, if we have enough time, we're gonna go ahead and start having you guys call some stuff instead of me. So how this is going to work is that our supports are going to call our engages. So whenever we need to engage, supports, that is going to be on you. Either the Lucio or the Brig, any of you guys can call those engagements. Okay? So if you don't know when to engage, please ask. This is where you need to ask if you don't know when to actually engage or something like that. If you understand, which when I asked you guys, it seemed like you guys kind of understood that a little bit. Then go ahead and ask any other questions that you may not know why I said engage here or disengage. Tanks, you guys will be telling us where our pathing is going to be. If we're going to go left, or if we're going to go right, we're going to take the high ground, we're going to do this. Whatever we need to do, remember, your main goal is to get as close to the enemy team as possible without taking damage. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to your pathways and where you're wanting to go, stuff like that, okay? And there's not going to be a poking phase or anything like that. We are going to be getting close to them, going all in, and either pulling out or resetting, stuff like that. Also, support, you will be telling us if we need to reset or get out or something like that, or if we need to continue engaging. That's going to be kind of on you if we can keep engaging in the fights, alright? So, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So does reset mean like just go back to spawn and wait for everyone there to like respawn?
Yes, that can mean die as fast as possible, meaning die to whoever is there, don't try to fight or anything, or don't try to run away necessarily. If you have your ult, then go ahead and get it, then don't shoot, obviously, because you don't want to give the enemy team healers ult charge. If you don't have your ult, try to get your ult as much as possible, but don't keep yourself alive for too long, or you can jump off the map. Reset means literally we're going to be resetting. Now, if you need to just pull back a little bit and play a little slow, like how it was on that last round, we're down 1 or 2, they're down 1. We don't necessarily need to keep pushing into them, but we can play a little slow and give them space until our 6th person comes back in. Once our 6th person comes back in, or our other 2 people come back in, then we hard engage again. Because now we've given them enough time, given them some space. Now we push back in because we have our resources back. So that can be like a not necessarily a reset, just kind of play slow, kite back, and stuff like that. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions? Same thing. Same thing that we've been playing. Same comp. So nothing's changing. Everything's staying the same. So there's no extra variables or anything like that you need to think of. All right. Any other questions? No. Okay. But yeah, now I need to make some garlic butter. And I'm thinking of how I'm going to do it. And I wish they made blackberry jelly. They make blackberry jam, but they don't make blackberry jelly, which is weird. Well, maybe I haven't looked. If anybody knows of some blackberry jelly, let me know. And where I can get it. Seedless. But let me know. Alrighty. I'm over here looking like I'm like, who am I gonna go? No, and I'm picking May every time. Oh, defense. This is gonna be super easy. Alright, this is like another diagnostic phase, so I'm gonna try not to talk as much, and we should have enough time to play too. So during this, this will be kind of like our first diagnostic, kind of make sure you guys know what you're talking about. Alright, so Ryan, where are we going to be holding since you are...
I see what you're doing there.
Okay. So we're going to give them high ground for free.
Yeah, I think that they can flank us from this position being here. We can see where they're going from here, but I think we need to rotate back once we...
Yeah, there's no reason to hold here because they're not going to come this way. We need to take the high ground. If there's ways to take the high ground, you take the high ground.
Everyone ready? Let's do
then you can move to a certain area if they go a different way. But at least take this so they don't get it for free. Looks like they're going bottom right under us.
Watch out.
Are we engaging?
Let's engage.
Yep, engage Diva. Diva D-Mac.
Numbers down.
Mercy's down.
More is low. Watch the Widow main.
Watch the Widow far.
Or back right. I want the Widow. Okay. Okay, so good job on calling.
Let's go back up top.
Yeah, anytime you're done resetting, you always reset to the best area. Just because they go bottom or whatever, we just need to scout for it.
Wait, be quiet for a second. I might be able to hear.
No, Widow top left. Got me.
Behind, I'm going.
Engaging,
Point,
go.
guys.
What do we
Drop
do?
down, engage.
Little late.
I'm down.
Diva's out of mech. Shut up, Ryan. I got you. Let me heal you up. Alright. Monkey.
Ooh, that Widow.
Actually, disengage.
Disengage.
Ryan, come back.
So they're a little late by about 2 or 3
Yeah,
seconds.
we're down. I didn't want to
Ideally, as soon as you hear or see an ability, you want to try to call that engage. And they're running dive, so literally as soon as they dive or jump somewhere, you go in. You can just get a health back though.
Okay, the Widow is bottom right. Watch the Widow.
Yeah.
Up sides.
Are we still fighting? Are we going to fight this? What are we doing?
Engage.
No. We lost the Zarya. We need to kind of back up. Hug the corner. Let's play the spot where they're...
She's
Okay, now we're down 2.
Engage the monkey behind you, Ryan. Push on him.
honestly, it's fine if you die here because if you say you would do a game.
Yeah, I'm coming back to rally, so that'll help. But
I mean, we're still swinging. Everybody's doing whatever. We have no real. I have no real idea what we're doing right now.
we can engage the Diva here. Diva D-Met.
Watch the Widow main. Still fighting this?
Play the corner.
Okay.
Engage.
Okay.
Engage.
Engage.
Alright, tanks, where are we going to be holding up at?
Alright, we need to play this
Hold right here
tunnel.
at this.
Back left corner of this tunnel.
Okay.
So we can see if they're coming up top or...
Let the tanks do that. All we need to know is when we're engaging.
Okay.
So when you're ready. Okay, why are we poking? Okay.
Diva's out of mech. She's far.
Okay. Okay, so why are we poking? That's what I don't understand. This is I literally told you guys, don't poke. So what are you doing? Looking at them? What?
Wait, why are we what now?
They're poking. You're just sitting there, just standing in the middle of nowhere. You're not doing any damage.
Widow's up here, so is Winston. And Diva.
Push the bottom. Push the bottom.
Sides. Mercy's gone. Widow's looking at me to tunnel.
Okay, monkey behind. Monkey on point.
Widow's right above you on top of that little circle.
Alright.
Widow behind. Up top.
We can probably go get her. She's still on the high ground.
I think I splashed her.
I play the corner here, or you guys.
Drag on EMP. Alright, let me know when ready.
Push the monk.
Engage.
Go.
Oh, shit.
Push, keep pushing, keep pushing.
I don't know where that Widow's at.
Widow's gone and she's gone.
Okay. Lost some Mercy.
Monk. Mercy. Disengage, disengage.
Okay, so right now you guys are doing decent. You guys are about 3 seconds too late on every single engage. So whenever you normally call it, you need to call it about 2 to 3 seconds earlier.
Let's hold this corner and behind card.
Yeah.
Widow's up here again, I can hear.
Alright.
There they are. Watch your back.
Oh, Junk's behind too.
She saw me. Also, I'm playing.
Jump right down. Engage, engage, engage. Push.
Okay.
Widow's behind us like a low ground this time.
Pass here.
Keep pushing. No,
Watch the
no,
watch the
engage,
Widow
engage.
back left. Watch the Widow back left on our spawn.
I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Jumping back.
He's down.
I don't have
Jump clearing
range.
cart.
Junk's one.
Widow's all the way in the back, like near our spawn. If she's not
Yeah.
already still there.
I'm not coming out.
Hill up, hill up.
She's not there anymore. She's high ground.
Yeah, she's still up there, high ground. She's targeting whoever's in our spawn.
Yeah. Like we could easily just go rush down and kill
Engage,
her.
Ryan.
Let's see if you like this.
I'm pretty sure Widow's on the right, but she just disappeared.
We're down, come back.
Behind!
Ryan's one.
Disengage.
We need to find her. If we don't find her, she's just gonna keep picking off our backline.
Yeah, that's probably true.
This fight.
We
is
can
not
hold up there on the
over
high ground and just drop down on them.
No. But then they're just gonna get point free.
No, they're not.
Let Lucio go left side here. Go left side. Go left side all the way around.
Don't let them flank us.
There she is. Engage. Engage. I'm down. You lost a healer there. Both your heals are down right now.
We don't have to find the trees already on your left.
I have to get back in the fight.
Can't wait it out. Gotta move.
Brian's gonna get old.
I'm gonna stall it right now.
Oh, it should be fun.
Oh, no. You can push up just one.
I have the point. I have the point. You're good. I'll hold the point.
60 seconds remaining.
That Bastion.
It's okay,
Come back, Daria. Come back.
Push back a little bit.
Come back. Okay, engage.
Fire at will.
Much better engager.
Everyone, stick together. We can do this.
Come back. They got Bastion.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't need to poke anyways. We're not doing anything until we get there. Ryan, you already have your ult, so there's no need for you to try to.
Hold, everyone, just a little bit longer.
Wait till they clear this camp. Damn it! The Widow got me. Engage. 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 Engage.
Watch the Bastion.
Play on the payload. Behind the payload.
Bastion's frozen.
Yo, Emo.
Victory.
Okay, so overall, I think you guys did a lot better. Like calling out engages and stuff like that. Like this engage was really good, and like I said, most of you guys' calls when it comes to when it came to calling out, like when we need to push in and stuff like that, was 3 seconds late. So one thing you have to keep in mind is do it a lot earlier. Ideally, when they're running that monkey diva, as soon as one of them jump in somewhere, that's an engage. Like if they're close enough to you to do something, you should be engaging. And then also our positioning on third point. That Widow kept taking that high ground. You got to take that away from her. She's getting up there for free. Yeah, she's taking that for free. You tanks, you have to make sure you just go up there, take that away from them. If they touch on the point, we can just drop down on the objective. What does it matter if they touch the point for a second? We're still right there. We are right there. We should not let her get value from that high ground for free. Now that right side by that Mega, okay, that's a different story. Then we may have to play a little different angle or something like that. But ideally, you do not want to be giving her that space for free where nobody can really contest her. Remember, always take the high ground if given the opportunity, if it's free. If you have to fight for it, then okay, it comes down to what you got, what you can run, all that type of stuff. But still, it's going to be better to take that high ground almost every single time. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. All right, we got time for one more if you guys want to do one last one. If not, if you guys got to go, we got 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. So what do you guys want to do? One more? You guys got to head out.
I'm fine with
Okay, if everybody's fine with one more, we'll do one last one. Huh?
This last one, can I play this?
No, we're gonna stick to the same team composition. Because I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to be saying anything. So, as tanks and stuff, you need to be calling out where you're wanting to position. For support line, call out your engages and stuff. Whoever our brick was, you're doing a really good job on pathing and stuff like that. That's really good. But in this lobby specifically, let our tanks do it so they can because our tanks should really be the ones talking about pathing. You guys should be the ones talking about engaging and disengaging because you can see everything else on the field. You can see how much health we got, how much abilities we have, all that type of stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. But like if this is a comp match and stuff, yeah, definitely. Like as much communication as you can give to the team will be valued.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Check this out. This is the time of year to think about it.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Just like in training. Visualize the next.
Died, and
Well, I knew somewhere.
In this situation, we don't really need to take the high ground. We're not really going to benefit anybody from the high ground, and they can't really take it without taking us or fighting for it. So I don't really, in this composition, I don't really like taking the high ground here. It's not terrible, but I mean, nobody's going to get value from it.
Echo, I think.
So.
They're moving pretty slow. I wonder if they're coming around.
Enemy contact.
No, they're in front. Echo might be though.
They're double shot.
Now we're just taking damage for no reason. Look at this. We're still taking damage. Look, our shield's down to half.
Sure.
Come back around, come back around. Engage him, engage him.
Echo!
Come back. Let's go back to church.
Get the help behind him.
Triple kill.
Help him free, sick one.
Shows him how
pretty good engage there.
You can take high.
A little late. We don't really need to take the high ground. There's nobody gonna take the high ground there. And we're just taking damage
Okay,
for no
take this one
reason.
in the front. He's gonna be behind again.
Like at this point, we're not benefiting from taking the high ground.
You can flank it again. You're pushing car, guys. You need to drop.
Engage.
Engage on her.
Mark on. You top bridge. Take down. 20, 14, not now. Like,
Push to 10 to the right. Disengage.
Disengage. Go back to her.
Come back, come back.
Like there's no need for us to take the high ground right
Have
now.
rally as well. We got five ults here. Come back, Zarya, you're by yourself. Anybody got eyes on the Doom? Engage him.
Make sure he's out.
behind you. Behind you. Watch out. After. Yes.
Personality duplication
Coming from the long spawn with me.
My ultimate is
Oh,
almost
that's a
ready.
pro. Get. She used her badge.
No.
I'm stuck on the car. I'm stuck.
Engage.
We're down a lot.
We're
We
down.
These guys are down.
There's
Like,
no reason to engage there.
Disengage.
Zarya, come all the way out. Come all the way out.
I'm taking church high ground.
Meteor strike.
Dang at this point.
We lost that because we engaged. Why would we engage with 3 people? There's 3 people alive. Why would we call that? Waste of a fight.
Everyone is counting on me.
Or May's all the way back.
Jim's going around right side.
McCree, you're by yourself up there.
Yeah, McCree's out of position like 90%
We
of
should
the
move
time.
up a little bit.
Engage. Boom. Push. Keep up.
Yeah, if we would have coordinated alts, then oh yeah, it would have been a lot better.
Stay near car or like go to the corner.
Warrior right side. Okay. Push. Rips the right side.
Disengage.
Easy.
Back out of there.
So I think their team's coming up the payload split.
大家都指望着我呢。
I think that was my bad because I didn't follow the Rhine. I went right side instead of left.
Oh, doofus deep.
Engage the brig.
Echo's top. Got her.
On the payload.
Oh, it's just kill bomb. Quick kill bomb.
I don't really.
Get out.
Just play back.
Watch the brig. Engage.
He's done.
Push.
I think. Yeah.
Our agents are a little weak. Not doing too terrible, but
Wait for me.
we are taking way too much damage before a lot of the fights. I don't know why.
We're down 2 right now.
Like, all we have to do on defense is literally wait for...
Engage, they're here.
Engage.
You blink.
Ice wall coming up.
Break this shield, you know you. Okay.
Reset.
Get you healed up.
You know there's a more on the right that moves, right?
My ultimate is charging.
Okay, their team's back.
Doomfist.
It's kind of split here again. I'm gonna stay with you, Ryan.
Enemy contact.
And engage.
Bro, I saw Doomfist on the right and he gave me a
Team
thumbs
left
up.
side.
Our Ryan literally charges in when we go to engage, which we don't need to.
That was glorious, Reinhardt, not gonna lie.
It was.
Engage.
大家都指望着我呢。
Echo's on your people.
Enemy contact.
We're down 2.
Arissa definitely has her
Reset.
ult.
Now she just used supercharger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At the front.
Yeah, I shattered into it. And
Doom assist, left back, left side. Engage.
Move it.
Echo.
I built a shatter, so.
Come back, me. Or, both the DPS, you're up by yourself.
Come back.
Alright, let's see how they do this. See how they do this here.
In 60 seconds.
Okay, keep Zarya hot. Let's come up, Zarya wants to be in front. Let's engage here.
They're coming from the left. The left behind y'all.
Echo's 1.
Echo on.
I see something. They just left.
No, maybe if you can count on just saving it.
Engage.
Meteor strike.
This
Oh,
plan
lucky.
is not over yet.
Remaining.
I need some heal. Nope, that's good.
Okay. Overall, I think you guys did a little better there. One thing. Okay, so like this is where it really comes down to: are you guys taking good positions and stuff? Because I'm happy they ran an Orisa. If they're running an Orisa against you, you do not do anything because you're not going to be able to win distance. They're going to melt you down every single time. But luckily for you, you're on defense, so you don't have to worry about closing distance because they're going to do that for you because they have to move the payload, right? So they have to come to you. They have to go through these chokes. They have to go in this area, right? So the first point where we was holding there, no reason to hold on the high ground. They're running the Orisa. We should immediately drop down. We literally went to take that fight with no shield. Half the people are low HP, and we ain't even got to swing on anybody yet because we're sitting in an area where we're not going to get any value from. And they can't take the high ground necessarily because they come out of the spawn. We're going to see where they're going. If they do take the high ground, we can literally back up and hold under the bridge because even if they take the high ground there, the payload still has to go under the bridge. They still have to go there, and that high ground is going to be useless because they still have to go there. Or the payload still has to go there. So taking that damage and understanding that, to start out, that's fine if you want it to. We could have played a lot closer and brawled and stuff a lot earlier, but once you've seen that they're running the Orisa and we're just taking unnecessary damage, Ryan, I don't know, there's no reason why you stay up there. There's literally no reason why you stay there. We have a McCree, we have a May, that's it. Nobody else is getting any value from being up there. And they're running an Orisa, Sim, all this other stuff that's going to be able to break your shield way faster than we can break theirs. So then we finally dropped down, which drop down was a little late. Like I said, y'all are about 3 seconds late when it comes to a lot of your engages and stuff like that. Then on second point, we hold the corner, which is good there. And our engages there are okay as well. They're not the best. I think one of the reasons why we did lose a lot is literally because we're not doing ultimates correctly. Which, like I said, ultimates was another thing that was a big problem. But y'all want to work on positioning as well, because positioning was also really bad. But I think if we would have used ults correctly and stuff like that, I think we would have just rolled them. But our engagements, stuff like that, were pretty good. You guys called pretty decent engagements. There was one on second point toward the end of second point where we're up 3. Oh, the reason why we lost first point is because we was down 3 and somebody called to engage when we were down 3. No reason why we ever need to engage when we're down 3. That is a full get the fuck out and reset and wait for our people to come back. If you would have said that and said a full reset, we would have been able to hold that first point. But because of somebody called a bad engagement, that is why we lost that. Because of that one call. We had 2 or 3 people coming back from spawn, literally about to be able to help you guys, but somebody called an engagement. Doesn't make any sense why. That's why we lost first point. And the same thing happened toward the end of second point. I think it was the middle, I guess, of second point, where we called for an engage as well when we didn't even have everybody there. Calling for engages, that's fine. But you have to make sure you have resources. Resources meaning health. Resources meaning people. Resources meaning positioning. Resources meaning abilities. All these things are resources to your team. If you don't have a lot of those, or at least more than what the enemy team does, you're at a disadvantage. Also, fighting on the cart, whenever they're fighting and stuff like that, they have an advantage. They have a third healer. The cart heals 25 HP per second. So fighting on the cart puts you at a even more disadvantage the longer the fight goes. So keep that in mind as well. Now on third point, you guys is doing pretty decent there. A couple times where we kind of disengaged at the wrong time. Their positioning outplayed us. So the positioning we was taken was okay. We should have played a little farther forward to know where they're going from, so they wasn't able to take that high ground from us. We should have been able to fight them in that little room where that mega health pack room is, and not let them get all the way to that high ground and shoot down on us for free. I understand holding the cart, and especially calling that pull a little back. Yeah, okay, fine. The payload's negative 20 meters to the end. Yeah, have somebody stay on cart. But our tank line should be holding up at that choke and looking and being able to scout where they're going. Pulling so far back and just letting them go wherever, that is why you lose. That is because of the kind of bad positioning and good play on their part. Because they seen where we was holding, they said, oh, they're not even going to be able to see us coming from this area because we're in a bad position already. They take advantage of it. We can't do anything about it. So that's kind of why we lost that there. But you guys' positioning engagements are getting a lot better. You guys are actually engaging as a team. McCree, you're kind of out on your own a lot of times, especially in this team comp. You're dead. 99% of the time, you're dead. If you're playing against anybody around the same skill level, you're dead. Especially playing a McCree. You can't play McCree like that because you have no movement ability. And if you lose a 1v1, you throw the whole game. So every time you die by yourself, it's over. Especially even if the Doomfist is coming in from a different area, it doesn't let him. We just scout where he's at. Because we have 3 stuns against him. Well, 2 stuns technically. But we have the Brig stun, we have your stun, and then we also have May freeze. If he comes in and he tries to attack us, fine, okay. He's jumping into 6 people. Don't let him jump into 1 person. Make him jump into 6 people so it's a high risk, high reward situation for him. For you doing that 1v1, it is a high risk, high reward for you. It is not very much high risk, high reward for him because he has abilities. He's able to get out. He's able to attack you from angles where you're not able to hit him from and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind when it comes to your positioning. Everything else seemed to be okay. Like I said, the biggest reason I think we lost that was literally from our ults, and timing ults and stuff correctly, and a little bit of the positioning. But you guys got a lot better. Hopefully, you guys understand more about the positioning and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty much it for the lobby. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed and learned some stuff. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask any other questions. If not, I'll be heading out. But you guys can follow along on Twitch at Mpulse_OW. I do these lobbies every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Any other day, like today, is just kind of extra and bonus. Yeah, it's my name _OW. So it's my name _OW. You can follow along there on YouTube, on Twitter. I think YouTube is Mpulse, but either way, that's pretty much it there. So does anybody have any